Ellie and the Moonlight Feather. In a quiet village, nestled between rolling hills and the sparkling sea, there lived a gentle little hedgehog named Ellie. Ellie was small, soft-spoken, and loved the simple things, reading books under her favorite tree, collecting shiny stones, and listening to the wind sing through the grass. While the other animals played games and raced across the fields, Ellie preferred her own quiet adventures. She wasn't afraid of being alone. In fact, she liked it. But deep in her heart, Ellie often wished she could do something big, something brave. One evening, as stars began to scatter across the twilight sky, a silvery light flickered through Ellie's window. Curious, she tiptoed outside and saw something floating gently down from above. It twirled like a dancer before landing softly on the grass. It was a feather, long, shimmering, and glowing with a soft silver light. Ellie bent down to pick it up. The moment her paw touched it, a warm tingle spread through her body. A breeze rustled the trees, and she heard a whisper, "Follow the wind! The moon owl is waiting." "The moon owl?" Ellie whispered back, her eyes wide. She had read bedtime stories about the wise and magical owl who only appeared to those with gentle hearts and quiet courage. Without a second thought, Ellie packed a small satchel. She brought a biscuit, her lantern, and the moonlight feather. Wrapping her favorite red scarf around her neck, she set off into the night. The forest was quiet, but not scary. Fireflies blinked like stars between the trees. Crickets played their gentle music, and the wind carried her forward. As she walked deeper, she saw things she'd only read about: glowing mushrooms, flowers that opened in the dark, and trees that whispered names she couldn't quite hear. At one point, she reached a fork in the path. A stone nearby read, "Left is safe but long. Right is short but strange. Which path will show the way?" Ellie hesitated. She touched the feather and took a breath. Then, with her heart beating faster, she chose the right path. The air grew misty, and the trees twisted like dancers in a dream. Strange whispers circled her ears, but she kept walking, steady and calm. The feather pulsed gently in her paw, guiding her step by step. Finally, the fog cleared. She stepped into a wide clearing bathed in silver light. And there, perched on a smooth stone, was the moon owl. She was magnificent. Her feathers sparkled with tiny stars, and her wings shimmered like the night sky. Her eyes, deep and kind, looked right into Ellie's heart. "You found the moonlight feather," the owl said, her voice like soft wind chimes. "Few ever do." "I didn't mean to," Ellie said shyly. "I was just curious." "And that," the owl replied, "is where all brave journeys begin." Ellie sat down, hugging her satchel. "But I'm not very brave. I'm just a hedgehog." The moon owl chuckled. "True courage doesn't shout. It takes quiet steps into the unknown. Would you like to fly?" Ellie gasped. "Fly?" Me? The owl nodded. With moonlight and belief, anything is possible. Trembling, Ellie climbed onto the moon owl's back, still holding the feather tight. And then they rose. Up, up, up they soared, past treetops, past clouds, into a sky filled with stars so bright and close, Ellie felt she could touch them. She saw rivers that glittered like silver ribbons and mountains painted in moonlight. Below, the world glowed in peaceful silver, and Ellie's heart fluttered like wings. She laughed, really laughed, for the first time in a long while. The wind rushed through her quills, and she closed her eyes, arms wide. When they returned to the forest floor, the moon owl tucked her wings and said, "Take the feather. Let it remind you, bravery lives inside you, always." Ellie nodded, her eyes shining. "Thank you." She walked home under the moonlight, feather safe in her bag, heart full of something new, confidence. The next morning, Ellie did something she never dared before. She told the other animals about her journey. At first, they were quiet. Then, one little mouse said, "I wish I could fly too." Ellie smiled and said, "Maybe you can." Sometimes, all it takes is a little belief. That night, she slept soundly, dreaming of wind, stars, and the sky. And from that day on, whenever Ellie felt small or scared, she would touch the feather and remember, even the quietest hearts can fly.